Paul Play Dairo calls out Kennis music. Nigerian musician Paul Play Dairo has come to speak about not receiving any royalties from his former record label, Kennis Music. This was made known in a recent interview on the Afrobeats podcast with Dairo, where he bared his mind on the issues he has with Nigeria's lack of proper intellectual property law. As regards why some of his music is not available on streaming platforms, Paul Play said the nature of the agreement he had with the label has made it impossible for him to put the songs up. He then went on to share that since leaving Kennis Music, he hasn't received any royalties. While he didn't give details on the issues, he shared that some parties are reluctant to come to the conversation table and address the issues. Still on the interview, the singer/music producer explained that he has had issues of artists sampling his music without getting permission. Paul Play also revisited how he sued a telecommunications giant after the company used his music in an advert without his permission. He said, and I quote, "I received a lot of insults when I sued MTN. I was accused of being broke and not wanting the younger generation to grow," end quote. Paul Play shared that years later, after his dispute with the telco giant, Nigeria's intellectual property law is still grossly underdeveloped. He mentioned that his songs Forever, Angel of My Life, and Mosorire has been sampled multiple times even without his permission. While he declined to mention names, just so you know, Paul Play's song was sampled by Black Bones on Loyalty off his album Young Preacher, which was later taken down from streaming platforms over copyright infringements. More recently, his song Mosorire was interpolated by Olamide on the track Morowore off his latest project titled Ikigai.
Wow. Where do we pick this conversation from now? Kennis Music, intellectual property. I think, you even have, it's even great that J. Paul is on the show because you have, okay, we'll talk about your matter later. Yeah, so I'm shocked if it's 2024 when you interpolate people's song or you want to sample. I think that's the right thing to do, take permission. So I'm shocked. Maybe there was a conversation somebody must have had, and maybe it didn't come directly to him. Yeah. Now, this is where the Kennis Music will come in play. Because according to this interview, it's Kennis Music's property. So maybe all of these artists, because Bado knows better, maybe they reached out to the record label that owns the property, the rights to the song, and not Paul Play himself. Now, coming back to Kennis Music, I'm shocked that he's saying that all the royalties from those projects that year, since it's under Kennis Music, it doesn't have anything in it.
Well,
that's shocking.
I'll be factual with this. I would say that the Nigerian creative space did not start off on the right foundations. Because if you look at it, most of the people who came in that generation, you know, even from, I think even the generation before the Two-Face got it even better. You know, Sonia Days.
Oh yeah, because they had international labels.
Yeah, they had international. The Sonia Days, Majek Fashek, all those people had it better. But after that, it became a situation of exploitation. You know, you see artists and you say, you know what, I'm going to sign you. And these guys, they needed the opportunity to shine. So they felt like you were doing them a favor. Sure. And at the end of the day, I remember times where if you're playing people's music on air and the rest, you had to pay, you know, but, you know, things had changed over time. Even now, we have situations in the industry, like personally, like I have had issues where intellectual, I give you an idea, for instance, and I tell you that, you know what, I create something for you, create an idea, and then all of a sudden I see that this thing you're doing it, and I have no, I have no percentage, I have nothing in it, and then I have to fight for what I created. So Nigeria's space is it's sharks, you know. People just take, and then you see the funniest part is that people are making millions on other people's ideas and so it, and then they will tell you, oh, your idea is not genius. It has to be the 1% of the 1%. You know, so it's a terrible space that we find ourselves in Nigerian creative space. And then the bodies that are supposed to fight for this, I don't think they are actually doing the right thing, fighting
the P-Mans, the co-sons,
they are not strong enough to even fight that fight, you know. So that's why people can get away with certain things.
Yeah.
You have issues like Charlie Poppy and his and the song that he took, and then
Friday.
he has to go on VDM, and now the people fighting certain fights. You know, so it's a terrible space that we find ourselves at the end of the day.
But I'm glad it's a conversation that people are beginning to have. Like, you know, you cannot just take somebody's song without going through the proper channel. But I'm shocked that Kennis music will play. There's drama, and
that's not.
He said they are refusing to come to the table to have a conversation, and that's not the first that Kennis
That's not the first. Mike, see, guy, I know a lot of people that have been signed to Kennis music, right? And today, where are they? How well are they doing? They've even forgotten that music is their hustle. They are probably doing something else, you know. But that's why I said that there are certain things that were not in play. There was a lot of exploitation over the past, but I hope it's corrected going forward. Yeah.
All right, definitely keeping our fingers crossed as regards that, because you dragged Bado inside the conversation.
Yes, actually.